Welcome back, all our 40K fanatics out there. I'm DJ.
And I'm Lane.
And we're here at Tim's Nation to bring you another Warhammer 40K battle report. First and foremost, we must say, Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
As we get close to 2,000, man, I remember the days where we were looking at our subs.
When you say close to 2,000, you mean 2,000 subscribers.
Yes.
Not 2025, which is the year.
This is true.
You're going back here.
Yes,
you're going back on me. There's a confusing bit of interaction there.
Fair.
2,000 subscribers, 2025 is the year.
This is true. Okay, thank you. Thank you for fixing me.
Yep.
But as we get close to 2,000 subscribers, it's crazy to think back though. And when we were excited, we're like, oh, we're getting to 197, 3 more to go, and now we're getting close to 2,000. It's really nice how much we've grown and all the interaction out there, man. It's been a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
It really has been. So thank you guys for all the support, and look forward to seeing what we can do and what we can cook up here in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
First things we're bringing you in this battle report is, again, 2 new detachments. We're going to get bloody. We're going to meet in the middle of the table, and we're going to fight it out. It's World Eaters versus Blood Angels and both of their new detachments.
Well, this is not the new detachment for Blood Angels. I'm using Angelic Host today, which is one of the Codex ones, but it's one that not a lot of people play or use. I haven't played it before.
So it's new to you. New to us.
New for me.
New to us.
New for me.
I'm going to be running the new World Eaters detachments, making some Vessel Wrath, trying that stuff out. Interesting to see because you get that third blood bonus, the blessing of corn. Thank you for knowing my rules. I can't talk. 2025 is not my year for speech, but no, that's going to be interesting because now some of the more difficult ones I've been talking a lot about. Oh, advance and charge. That one's one that's kind of more difficult to stick, especially because you really kind of want to put it together with +2 move, and once you do that, you're like, well, then I don't have a feel no pain. Now I can take the feel no pain, the +2 move, which are very easy to roll out. And then the units that I want to charge, okay, I got these 3 units. We're going to give them advance and charge and scream across the field. Very, very strong potential for some alpha strike there. Yeah,
last time you played World Eaters, you used the strat to proc off extra rolls and stacked extra blessings on there, and a huge impact on the game.
It did.
And I imagine this will today as well.
It did, and I had one time where I actually had 4 blessings up, and I mean, that's a very rare circumstance because, first of all, I went first, so I was able to do it during my turn, and then I was able to use the fight first to eliminate one of your units to then trigger it again, I think to do fight on death or something like that. But yeah, it was very crucial in that moment because it was like, okay, cool. Now I'm able to keep moving this needle more. And also a big impact, not having Angron.
No, we're not running Angron tonight?
Running Angron tonight. No, Angron is super powerful, super big, and he wins games. He also loses games. And I feel like when that last game I played with World Eaters was, and I know someone is not going to be happy, someone who lives and dies by Angron, and I'm sorry, I thought they were a lot more fun to play without him. I felt like it played the game better, and I had a lot more options without him.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I'm not bringing some demons, though, because there's some nasty demon princes, but that's a lot on this side of it. Lane, your army's looking a little weird.
Weird? It's glorious. It's 18 Inceptors and 18 Sanguinary Guard. Because this detachment is good for Inceptors and Sanguinary Guards, so we're going to run them. I had played around with lists before for this detachment, before the points update, and then after the points update, they lowered Inceptors and Sanguinary Guards. So, yeah, that's most of the army right there. We got a few other guys in the list as well. I've got 1 character, and I'm just maxing out the good stuff.
1 character coming off your day. It's a new you for 2025.
Yeah. I'm cutting back on characters.
Under 5 characters.
Going
2025 under 5. All right. Well, we've kind of teased our list a little bit there and already kind of explained them, so it would make it a lot quicker. Lane, let's go over and take a look at your list and what you're bringing here today.
All right, so if you'd like to know more specifics about the units that we're playing and how we plan to use them in the actual battle here, please go check out our individual army videos where we kind of go through that in a lot more detail. But here is the quick and dirty version. So this is exactly 2,000 points of Blood Angels in the Angelic Host detachment. For characters, I have 1 brave, bold lieutenant in Phobos armor. Then I have 2 Assault Intercessor with jump pack squads. I have 3 squads of Inceptors at 6 mana each. So that is two squads with plasmas and then 1 with the bolters. I have 3 squads of Sanguinary Guard, all at 6 apiece there as well. One of those squads is going to have the Carmine Blades. I'm actually running the Lances on the other 2. And then I do have 2 3-mans of the Suppressors, and I have 1 Storm Speeder Hail Strike. DJ, what are you bringing today?
All right, guys. So here is the World Eaters of the brand new Vessels of Wrath detachment. So unfortunately, someone forgot to bring me a Rhino. So I'm going to have to proxy one with an Orc truck. Sorry about that.
You forgot. I forgot to bring you a Rhino when you forgot to actually have a Rhino for yourself.
I didn't forget. I know. I didn't forget. I know I don't have a Rhino.
Whatever.
So what we're looking at here today, we have 3 10-mans of the Cultists, the little jackals, to do actions and stuff. We got a 6-man of 8-bound led by Avocatus, a 3-man exalted 8-bound led by a Khorne Lord on a Juggernaut, 2 10-mans of Khorne Berserkers in the Rhinos, 1 led by Karn, 1 led by Master of Execution. Then we have a Demon Prince on foot with the enhancement that gives the Arc Slaughterer, and then a Demon Prince with wings with the enhancement called Gateways of Glory. So Gateways of Glory is fun.
Okay, what's it do?
Lets me move through walls.
No, okay.
So I can fly, move
There's
through
a
walls.
lot of that these days.
Yeah, right. And we were discussing this. We're like, man, soon enough, it's just going to be like everything just move through walls.
Mm-hmm.
It's Kool-Aid. We're getting into Kool-Aid man era here.
It's going to just become like a core strat.
Right.
Move a vehicle or monster through walls.
Right. So, but I think it's going to be nice for him. Definitely lets me stage him better. The Demon Prince on foot, the Arc Slaughterer, is very similar to the enhancement you could take out of the regular World Eaters detachment that got kind of nerfed. It gives him +1 for this one. It gives him +1 AP, +1 damage.
Mm-hmm.
So he's up to AP 3, flat 4 damage. So not for what he is in that size, I think it's kind of just solid. Mm-hmm. Just lets him hit harder.
Yeah.
I think the +1 damage is only if he's the Vessel of Wrath, but I mean, he's kind of an ideal choice for a Vessel of Wrath target.
I don't have any 4-wound models today, so the 3 ones should be enough for you.
Oh yeah, so the AP3 is good. The AP3 though is really nice.
Yeah, it'll help.
That's kind of like one of like AP2 is, I feel like, what we're constantly looking at, and AP3 is just that. Okay, cool. Now this is really threatening because a lot of things, Terminator specifically, 2-ups, 4-ups. So AP2, you're stopping at the 4-up, but with Armor of Contempt and stuff like that. Even though it got nerfed, do you have access to it in this list?
Yeah. Every Space Marine army has Armor Contempt. Yeah.
Okay. But with things like that, having that AP3 still at least keeps you solid and keeps them honest and keeps things on the 4-up invul. Otherwise, I do think this is a detachment that does really well with big units because you can only take, for 2,000 points, 3 units that target with the Vessel of Wrath. So you really want to make sure those units really get advantage of that. Now, even though the epic heroes don't get targeted by it, you can target the champion that's in the unit with it, which is interesting because you can target a character or one of the champions, like an exalted 8-bound champion. And now, Lord Avocatus, he's getting that buff as well. One thing definitely, and I talk about this a lot, I talked about this in my army video, I talked about this in the previous video, on my shopping list for this army is probably 2 more boxes of 8-bound. I would love...
And a Rhino?
We're going to go there. We're going to do this now.
You brought it up.
We're going to do this now. Oh, man. Listen, I played Grey Knights before this, and I just teleport around. Even though the other day I called you, I was like, man, you know what? Can we get 6 Razorbacks here? we were just joking around about a list, which actually I might play here soon, though. There's some interesting stuff with Razorbacks, as many people have coached me, thank you very much, on some different things. And I've looked deeper into Razorbacks and what they can do, and I have some interesting ideas with it that I'd like to try. But that's another video. The big thing is that if I could, I would probably take the Exalted 8-bound up to a 6-man and make some cuts. That's one of the probably the weaker places I'm at. I would still take the regular 8-bound as a 6-man because there's a strat that can give me reroll to wound rolls into monsters and vehicles. You don't really have any monsters or vehicles. And the 8-bound are one of the only ways to get that. And if you really look through World Eaters, outside of Angron, there's not a lot of ways to get rerolls. So they're one thing that's access to it. I feel like the 3-mans are not worth taking a character on, even though they scout, and then they just get kind of slapped. So I think I would still take them as a 6-man, but The Exalted 8-pound, yeah, having a 6-man of them, especially with a strat that gives Blood Surge to anything. For one damage point you do 1 damage to my Demon Prince, he Blood Surges. That's going to be interesting.
All right.
So now, but you over there, like when you told me about this list and you said it, you're like, okay, I got 18 this, 18 that. 18, 36 dudes. I'm like, okay, sure. Then you brought it over and I'm looking at it as you're setting it up and I'm like, man, that's a lot of big boys.
It's a big, thick list. Yeah, I mean, I've had, I'm a Space Marine player, so I've got 18. Let me put it this way. I am the madman that has 18 Inceptors, but I'm not quite the madman that has 18 Sanguinary Guard yet. So we have some proxies in here for the Sanguinary Guard. But the detachment, I can up down 2 jump pack units every turn. At the end of my opponent's turn, I can pick up 2 jump pack units. So Inceptors are great for that. Pick them up, put them down, pick them up, put them down. Even though they don't have their 3-inch deep strike anymore, it's been nerfed through the balanced data slate. 6-inch is still pretty good, and they still hit just as hard, and their points went down a little bit, so they're pretty strong there. And then the Sanguinary Guard benefit from this detachment by, if you kill one of my units, I can spend 1 CP to give that unit of yours full rerolls to hit and full rerolls to wound from all my Sanguinary Guard for the rest of the game.
So you basically give me a judgment token.
I forgot to bring my Votan judgment tokens because I totally was going to do that, but I didn't.
Well, I think it's time for us to get things started.
Let's
Ready for our first game of 2025.
Let's go.
Lane, odd or even?
Even. It's a new year. We're going to stick with even.
Hey, it's flat. It landed on a piece of terrain, but it's flat enough. We'll take that. That's even. Lane, do you want to deploy for a second? I have no infiltrators, but I have scout moves.
Okay, then I will have you drop first.
All right. We'll be back after deployment. All right. We are deployed. Lane, talk to everyone about what we are doing here today.
We are playing the glorious game of Warhammer 40,000. Our deployment today is Tipping Point. This is the Tetris deployment. Our special rule is Fog of War. In the first battle round, units have the benefit of cover, and players cannot use core strats, excluding the New Order strats. So everybody has cover, round 1. So much shooting that's going to be going on. And then our primary mission today is Linchpin. This is the one where you just get more points when you control your home field objective. So,
and then control them in No Man's Land.
Yeah. It's 3 points for each one in No Man's Land. It's 5 points for each one in No Man's Land if you control your home field, your deployment zone objective.
Right. So, as I said, we're using the Games Workshop Pariah Nexus chart, and we've just been moving straight down them through all those missions, seeing how these look. And that's what we're doing here today. So first, my deployment. Got this Demon Prince here. He can go through walls, so that's where he's ready to go. Then we have the 8-pound. They're able to scout, depending on if we go first or second. Exalted 8-pound over here to get targeted with Avocados' scout to get into a better position. Demon Prince back here. He's got his 4-up invuln bubble. Going to kind of want to keep him with stuff. Rhinos on both flanks with Berserkers inside. We got a squad of Jackals here to move on to objective. Squad of Jackals here to already tag the objective because they have sticky objectives. Then we have a squad of Jackals in strategic. Since this mission, the objective markers on the left and right are 8 inches in, which means you can move on from strategic and tag the objectives. All right, Lane, what are you doing?
We're ready to go forward. Not too worried about shooting, just worried about your advance and charge shenanigans. So the only thing I have in Deep Strike is 1 6-mana Plasma Inceptors. Of course, this detachment's special rule is that I can up down 2 units at the end of my opponents, so I can pick up units. So I might as well start on the board. So going down here, we've got suppressors all the way over here, ready to jump out on the objective if they can. Bolters, they're not hiding behind the wall to avoid shooting. They're there because there's a Demon Prince down there that could move like 20 inches and then charge me, so we don't want to get charged right away. Next, we have Sanguinary Guard. These ones have the spears. We've got Jump Back Intercessors, Sanguinary Guard, Suppressors. We're just packed in here. Plasma Inceptors, more Sanguinary Guard, Assault Intercessors with Jump Packs, all ready to go forward. And the Hail Strike, ready to give me a little extra AP when I shoot at infantry. And then, of course, in the middle is the bravest boy, the Phobos Lieutenant.
I told Lane, I was like, I'm going to get some Jackals on him. just to burn that, but that's probably not realistic. All right, so Lane, I feel like the easy answer is you want to go second.
Sure.
Since you have your ability. You know,
I cannot be Downey.
You know, if you wanted to play Grey Knights, you should just ask me. I wouldn't let you play Grey Knights.
Totally Blood Angels.
All right. Let's see. Looks like, yeah, you will be going second. So, I have a couple of scout moves to do. And then, Lane, it's time to play the game. Starting things off with secure no man's land and bring it down. Unfortunate thing about bring it down. That's my only target.
A little sneaky tech when you put one vehicle on the list and hide it somewhere. When your opponent pulls bring it down, they're kind of stuck.
And it's only 2 points, so yeah, that's going to be a CP at the end of his turn. So I rolled everything into 1 because it wasn't very much. We chose +2 move. What was it? +2 move, +1 feel no pain, and fight on death for this round. Where fight on death is only on the Vessel of Wrath units, which is going to be Flying Demon Prince, the champion for these guys, and the Juggernaut of Khorne. So we moved up the rhinos, this one over here, this one over here. He took some shots at the lieutenant, failed. He shot with his plasma pistol, failed. Did not charge him. I got a reason, and that's because I don't want to fall into Lane's trap. And I kept this Demon Prince back staging just to see what Lane does, because he's going to be able to pick up units. We did sticky this home field objective. I have to mark that because they held it during my command phase. And then we just moved up to tag both objectives to score secure no man's land. So not an eventful turn, just kind of staging for the future. I kind of need to see what Lane's doing here. He's able to pick up 2 units, so I try to kind of zone him out of some of my stuff, but I don't have a lot to zone him out with. And if I disembark my Berserkers, that would be a travesty. I think the Berserkers can do a lot of work into stuff that Lane has, so I want to kind of keep them available. And yeah, that's going to be my turn. All right, Lane, what units are you picking up?
I'm going to pick up my Inceptors. Bolter Inceptors and Plasma Inceptors getting scooped right up.
So these guys over here, and that squad over there. All right, let's kick it over to Lane in his turn 1.
So for turn 1, we pulled Assassinate and Engage on all fronts. Assassinate might be pretty difficult normally, but we do have a strat that gives an entire unit lethals and precision. So I'm hoping these guys will jump in here, smack, 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 and precision out the
Avocados.
Avocado. Other than that, we're just going to try and kill a lot of stuff. Speeder moved up here. Sanguinary jumped here. I spent the CP to advance and charge them. I've got my eyes on this Rhino and the juicy contents inside. So we got Plasma Inceptors that are going to help direct the Rhino, Bolter Inceptors that will help direct what's inside, or these guys can charge and wreck what's inside. We'll see. We'll see what miraculous things we decide to do here. So yeah. And then the lieutenant moved out here. He's got a thing where he can move, shoot, and then move again. So I'm trying to see if I can move far enough to get in there for engage on all fronts in that front. That's it. Let's do a little shooting. So shooting shenanigans here. The Plasma Inceptors did overcharge. They did pop one of their own guys, but they did pop the Rhino. And then me not realizing, oh yeah, if I shoot these guys, then they can blood surge into my Sanguinary Guard. So, yeah, that's what happened. I did decide to shoot them with the Bolter Inceptors because I knew I'd kill some of them. So 1.5 guys died on the way out of the Rhino when it blew up, and then I picked up a total of
You picked 5 up with them, and then you finished 1 more off with the little Sanguinary Guard.
Yep. And the Sanguinary Guard do have pistols. Their Infernal pistols missed, though. Those would have been nice if they would have actually hit, because they could have torn right through the armor. But we are down to 4 Berserkers and then 1 character here. And he does have fight first, so he'll get to fight first. So, yeah, that was disappointing, but at least we got through half that unit. Then moving over here, we didn't really do any other shooting other than the...
Shredding the Jackals on the objective over
here. The Speeder and these suppressors just tore through the Jackals that were here.
You know, they had a 5-up feel no pain. You wouldn't have guessed it.
Yeah, well, I mean, the 2 damage suppressor auto cannons.
Oh, yeah, the 2 damage suppressors I wasn't. It was the Speeder when it was like, okay, I guess
now we're going to see if we can charge hither and see if we can assassinate a character. Just got to make that charge, though. It'll be disappointing if I don't. Let's throw the dice here. 3 is a good start. One is probably, I don't know, DJ, am I within 5?
You are within 5.
Oh, that was a close one, guys. We tried to fail it, and we failed at failing. So, on to the fights. So, this bit of business over here, the way this resolved was DJ did Blood Surge into me with his Berserks. However, the neg one to hit that the Sanguinary Guard natively are, and DJ's not quite spicy dice, definitely allowed the Sanguinary Guard here to survive.
Listen, when you get to 4-ups, it's going to happen.
Yeah. Neg 1 to hit, and then the 4-up involves kept me alive. One guy is down to 1 wound, but didn't actually lose any models over here. Over here, we fought first because we charged. DJ spent the strat to make me neg 1 to wound him. I did have Lance, because these are the guys with the Lances, so I was wounding them on 4s. But we spent the CP to give them precision and lethals. Really relevant, because I rolled lots of 6s on the hits and not very many 4-ups on the wounds. But we're able to pick up Lord Avocado, Invocatus, and one of these dudes. That gives me Assassinate. They slap back. Again, the neg 1 to hit was very relevant. I did lose one of my guys here and took a wound on another guy. But
took 2 wounds.
2 wounds, yeah. So could have been a lot worse for me. Went very well there. Picked up Assassinate, and we got Baby engaged because we didn't quite make it into this quarter, but we're in the other 3 quarters. So that's it for me. On to DJ.
Alrighty. Sustained, Feel No Pain, and Fight on Death is what we're doing this time. Fight on Death for the Vessel units. And we're looking at Overwhelming Force and Cleanse. So, stated combat here. We're going to try and punch these guys and give it a second go. And bring a Demon Prince in to also try and whoop and wallop. This Demon Prince came up. He's going to... unfortunately, we're probably going to have to fall in the lane's little trap and just smack the Lieutenant, because we have to destroy units on objectives for Overwhelming Force. And then the Rhino is going to cleanse. We get at least Baby cleanse. The lane thought I was going to come after these Sanguinary Guard. No, no, no. I want the guns. So they moved up. We're going to try and charge and play some games with charges. Juggernaut can't go through the walls, but these guys can. And then over here, the Jackals just hang out. So yeah, that's really it right now. And let's go ahead and do some shooting and then get to the more relevant phase of charges. So, shooting phase. We shot with like the hand cannons on the Demon Prince. Didn't do anything. All right, so charging. That's where it all happens. So, over here. Let's go over here first. So, we charged successfully into the bolt gun Inceptors, sorry. And the, whatchamacallit, the 8-pound didn't do too much. Didn't really get spicy on their rolls. No sustained out of them. Nothing really too good. They were able to pick up like 1 dude per guys. And then the Juggernaut, he just came in and whooped and just really wrecked. We were close enough, so we did pile in to tag these guys. So at least we'll keep them on board. And deal with them next. Deal with whatever he's going to do with them. I'm sure he has the ability. You have the ability to fall back and shoot, don't you?
I have a strap, but they're also pistols that'll shoot you in your face.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, that's what's going to happen over there. But at least, hey, we're there. Yep. We got him. And now we get +1 to hit and +1 to wound.
Nope. Reroll hits, reroll wounds for Sanguinary Guard.
Oh, okay. Down to him.
I spent the strat, Unbridled Ardor, which means that because he killed one of my Space Marine units, I spent the CP, so Sanguinary Guard units will reroll all hits and all wounds into him for the rest of the game.
On the positive, though, 1 less Sanguinary Guard unit. We were able to pick these guys up wholeheartedly. Demon Prince did a massive amount of work. Him just being able to one-shot Sanguinary Guard is nice. And then the 8-pound finished them off, giving us Overwhelming Force. And we got Baby Cleanse from the Rhino. That is it for my turn. Let's get it over to Lane and see how he answers back.
For this turn, I will bring it down in Area Denial. Kind of a bummer here. The fact that DJ has a strat to Blood Surge causes problems for me charging multiple units. He has enough CP to interrupt, causes problems for me charging multiple units. So we're going to have to shoot some things and kill some things. Hopefully I kill this Demon Prince with the rerolls to hit and wound. And I'm going to try and shoot these, what possessed?
These are the extreme. These are the regular 8-pound. One thing I want to mention real quick at the end of at the end of my turn when I destroyed the Sanguinary Guard. I did spend a command point to sticky this objective with one of the new strats that when you destroy a unit, you can sticky an objective. So I figured that was a good time to use it.
Yep. So we're going to try and shoot these 8-bound a whole bunch. We got the suppressors here. We got the bolter, or we got the hailstorm, and then we've got the plasmas there. We're going to shoot them a bunch, hopefully make them go away. We moved up these Sanguinary Guard to bonk this Demon Prince. Hopefully we can make him go away. Area denial we can't really do because it doesn't say anything about the enemy units being battle shocked. So even if I killed this Demon Prince and this Rhino, the guys that got out would be within range of the objective, or within 3 inches of the center, so it denied me area denial. So hopefully just going to bring down a Demon Prince for a couple points. That'll be it. So low on secondaries this turn, even if I kill the Demon Prince. These guys stayed here so they can just shoot these guys in their dumb faces with their plasmas. And then, yeah, that's it. Let's do a little shooting. Remember, Inceptors, their guns are pistols. So we shot here, and we're able to pick up the 3 8-bound.
Exalted 8-bound.
Exalted 8-bound, the extra special 8-bound. No damage to the Juggernaut, but we did pick up the squad, which is handy. And no shooting over here. I didn't want him to blood surge into me. I prefer that not to happen. So we shot some bolter shots at the Rhino and did nothing. And then over here, the Hail Strike tagged the 8-bound that were there, and then the suppressor shot into them, and then the Inceptors put most of their shots there and a couple shots in the Demon Prince. No damage to the Demon Prince, but we did pick up the rest of the 8-bound squad. So that's it for the shooting. Killed a couple key units there, but now let's see if we can pick up this Demon Prince on the midden objective. So I made DJ, I spent a CP to do the lethals here, and I made DJ take 13 saves at 4-ups, and he made 9 of them. So only 8 damage got through. He made 1 feel no pain. So this Demon Prince still got 3 wounds left, so failed to do bring it down. Over here, but of course in the slapback, as you can see, I still have 6 Sanguinary Guard here. So the neg 1 to hit was extremely relevant. He had 6 attacks and only hit with 2 of them, only wounded with 1, and I'd made my 4-up invuln. Over here, the Juggernaut just picked up 1.5 guys here in the slapping. I charged into him just to prevent him from doing anything next turn. So that's what happened there. So not a lot, not really scoring any secondaries here in this turn. I'm going to bring it down, but I'm going to pitch area denial for a command point on to DJ.
Storming Hostile and Defend Stronghold is what we're looking at for this turn. So, yeah. To storm a hostile objective would have to be this one. And they're what, OC3?
OC2.
OC2?
With a banner.
Well, so are these guys. They're also OC2. And they're also Jackals. So they got brave, and they're going to try and get in there. How they got so far? Well, I chose to do +2 move and advance and charge for the army as I rolled the dice. Then I selected Sustained for my Vessels of Wrath, which I didn't mark this one. I got to put it over here. Is these guys, their champion is marked. The Demon Prince, and kept it on Mr. Juggernaut over there. So those units will have sustained while the army had +2 move and advance and charge. Specifically so I could take a shot with them. Rolled a 6, so they flew up there, and they're going to try and charge, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. Over here.
Who else rolled a 6, DJ?
These guys also rolled a 6. And they're very close and very happy and very friendly and ready to go.
And it's important to point out that the rules specifically state that you can use the Vessel of Wrath on things that are in transports.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. So I was able to target them for it. And, yeah. Then we move the Rhino back over here. These are the Jackals that were in Strategic. They'll be able to get inside next turn. And the Rhino can just take some shots at these... whatever they're called. Suppressors. You
should be able to remember it, DJ. It does not start with an I.
Yeah, it's one of the only units. So we're going to see if we might be able to do a little bit of damage there. And then we're going to try and, go and get whooping and walloping. Skull for the Skull Throne, blood for the Blood Gods. All right, let's shoot a little and then charge. Well, we failed the charge here, sadly, even with a command point reroll. So we weren't able to see what the new strat can do for +1 strength, +1 AP with the Jackals in combat over here. That's sad. However, you know what we do get to see it with? Right over here. If you notice, all 6 of the Plasma Inceptors are gone. And the last of the suppressors. Which actually, the reason there was 1 suppressor left is because in the shooting phase, wasn't much in the shooting phase that happened. This Demon Prince shot and killed 2 of the suppressors by himself, opening up the hole for these guys to be able to charge in and just wreck the Plasma Inceptors. So that's good that they're off the field. We do have to deal with a lot of the Sanguinary Guard. There's still 2 powerful units of Sanguinary Guard, which are probably going to be what mops up most of my army, but at least they fight on my terms, so that's a positive. That's going to be it for me. I'm going to kick it over to Lane in his turn 3.
So I kept bringing down from last turn. I'm going to have to kill these Demon Princes at some point. And I pulled Extend Battle Lines, so we got these Jump Intercessors here holding the home field objective. We've got these guys. Sanguinary Guard going forward. I Oath of Momented this Demon Prince. Trying to bring it down here and kill this Demon Prince. So shenanigans I'm doing here. I got my Sanguinary Guard here ready to shoot this Demon Prince with their Melta pistols. If one gets through, I'm in Melta range, so it'll pick him up because he's only got 3 wounds left. So then he won't be able to Blood Surge. I'm not going to put the bolters in there because then if I sneak one through, if he takes a damage, then he can Blood Surge and kind of mess up my plans. So, but if a single Melta shot gets through, it finishes him off. So yeah, that's what we're doing. These guys, uppy downy, then the last turn dropped back here to take DJ's deployment zone objective. These suppressors stay where they're at. These Inceptors are going to fire their plasma pistols into this Juggernaut's face. And then the Speeder came up here just to put a couple shots into the Berserkers because we got to start doing work on them. Yeah, let's shoot. So for this turn, the Sanguinary Guard shot their Melta pistols at the Demon Prince, but failed to even get a wound, even though they're rerolling hits and wounds, even shooting as well from the ability. So didn't really get anything there. We had to charge him and finish him off. That was really the only shooting. I summoned these Plasma Inceptors. 4 of them shot this guy in the face and only got 1 wound through. And then 2 of them died to the resulting hazardous rolls. And then in combat, 1 of them died. So that's where we're at there. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I'm going to consult these guys on the objective.
Yeah, that's fine. They're going to consolidate to the objective.
Yep. Over here, you know, round 1, the dice are a little bit in my favor, but now I made DJ take 12 saves on this Demon Prince, 4 up invulns, and he passed 10 of them. So the Demon Prince took 4 wounds, and I hate him. He punched me back. I did pull 4 Sanguinary Guard because they died, even at the -1 to hit. But I pulled them so that his Berserks, because they didn't count as having charge, even though they're heroic, they can't pile in now. So they weren't able to finish off these Sanguinary Guards.
And to be fair, it's not that my dice have come back around. It's just my Demon Prince invulns.
Yeah, your Demon Princes have been absolutely tanking their saves because the last round it was
the same thing.
You made 9 out of 13. Yep. So yeah, those count as your dice though. Those are your dice.
Yes.
So anyways, that's it for my turn. We do bring it down for a measly 2 points for killing 1 Demon Prince, and we did extend our battle lines. On to DJ.
All right, so for this turn, we did the exact same thing. Vessels are on sustained, and we have advance and charge +2 move for the army, which meant that I rolled 6s with both squads of Jackals, and we're going to swarm these intercessors that decided to try and take my home objective. Well, didn't try to, they did. So we're going to try and take it back because we still defend Stronghold and overwhelming force from last turn. So this would be a good one. So would this one. As we move them up again, advance and charge, and +2 move. So they're ready to go in, a whooping and a walloping. He stayed still, going to try and hopefully survive and then finish them off. And then the Rhino went running over here. So that if we can, we might be able to just get annoying with these guys in this objective. Because chances are, win, lose, or draw, he's not going to be around next turn. Should he take out this guy, he's going to try and shoot him with a plasma pistol. If he's successful, they're going to shoot him. So, all right. Going to do a little bit of shooting, very little, literally him. And then we're going to get into the charges. Got a successful charge over here with the Berserkers, and we're able to pick up the Sanguinary Guard.
Yeah, I had to show DJ how to fail invuln saves because I did not make any with this squad.
And then over here, the Jackals both successfully made their 1-inch charge. We picked up 2 guys. Out of all those attacks, we picked up 2. I'm kind of concerned in here. I told Lane when I charged it, I'm like, I am worried these guys will not even be able to finish them off and just get swept in return. So we'll see. And as predicted, Juggernaut wins, and that's his prize. So we did storm a hostile objective, and that's it for the turn. We're going to kick it over to Lane and see what he does to answer back.
For this turn, we pulled Storm, Hostile Objective, and Establish Locus. So my speeder fell back onto this objective that DJ had stickied, so I did successfully storm a hostile objective. And then these suppressors, I could leave them on here to hopefully score primary, but DJ is just going to charge me with this guy and wipe me off their next turn. So I'm scooching them forward here. They're going to die next turn, but they're going to score me Establish Locus in DJ's deployment zone for points. Other than that, I'm spending 1 CP for the Sanguinary Guard to fall back and charge. Luckily, they passed their Battle Shock test. And these guys just scooched back to hold my home field objective and be a little bit further from the Berserks if they want to come and get me. So that's it. I'm going to do a little... Nope, no shooting. Oh, yeah. These guys are going to fire their pistols and kill all the Jackals in the pistol shooting. All right. So fighting. We did... we got 1 guy left here. I've been whittling down that 1 squad. It's only got 3 guys left in it. But I got 1 Marine Sergeant with a Power Fist alive on 1 wound there. Over here, like I said, these guys are establishing Locus in the deployment zone. Over here, I did fall back and charge with the Sanguinary Guard. They only got 1 wound through. So the Demon Prince is back to 2, although the Demon Prince only picks up 1 of those guys. So we're still there, still hanging out. That's it for my turn. So I do score Establish Locus for 4 and Storm Hostile for also 4.
So we just rolled everything into 1 because we're at this point. Movement was simple. I went with +2 move, and then I gave myself sustained for the army. Then I chose to go, once it sustained, then I chose to go lethal for the vessel units. So we moved the Berserkers forward and charged the last Sanguinary Guard and the boat, destroying both of them, and then piling back onto the objective. We had Mark for Death and Extend Battle Lines for this round. Jackals charged back in, and having sustained, the Skull Smasher was able to finish off the last guy. Over here, we moved the Rhino up. We charged with the Rhino just to avoid any random overwatch, and then charged with the Juggernaut. He was able to clear all the guys over there. So we were able to pick all those up. We were able to score 10 points on secondaries. Good final turn for me. Lane is going to probably pick these guys up.
Yep, because I score primaries at the end of my turn. We're
exactly.
Pick them up.
All right, so that's the end of my turn. Kick it over to Lane for his final turn and the score.
So for my final turn, with 1 unit left in play, I pulled Containment and Secure No Man's Land. If DJ was not on this one, I could have dropped on there to control an objective that also contained, but couldn't do that. Couldn't use my strat to drop within 6 just because I spent a CP to cycle out one of my secondaries, see if I could do a better one. But so I will drop them in the middle of the table here. Don't need to hold my home field because it's 3 if I hold that, 3 if I hold out here. It doesn't really matter. So I drop here to get 3 for primaries, and then I scored 2 to secure no man's land. So I get 5 points at the end there. Yeah, so there we go. We've got Space Marine, Assault Jump Intercessors, 5 brave boys in the middle of a whole lot of World Eater stuff all around the table. However, it doesn't matter how many guys are left on the table. It matters what the score is, and it's extremely close today. the Blood Angels Angelic Host pulls off a 66-point score, while the World Eaters are at a 61. So 66-61, extremely close game, but Blood Angels do pull off the victory. All right, guys, follow us over to the post-game chat where we talk about how things went, and we will see you there. Have a good one.